I know it's another distraction from what we're supposed to be doing, saving Imoen. It's just another of those things where people are in trouble and need my help. Nira, Rasad, Imoen. I don't think these things will ever end in my life. I'm happy to help, but the guilt of where Imoen is bothering me. There isn't much left. Nira's camp, Rasad's cult that he wants us to infiltrate, and helping the people of the Omar Hills with their Shadow Wolves problem. Then we will approach the Shadow Thieves' leader and get his help to take us to wherever the Cowled Wizards have their hidden base. I admit that helping Valagar with the Cowled Wizards wasn't completely altruistic. I had hoped that by helping him with them, that perhaps I would learn something of them and maybe where they are located. Even so, it was a worthy thing we did to help him, even if we learned nothing more about the Cowled Wizards. Now Nira seems to have a problem of her own with a different kind of wizard. I doubt the Red Wizards of Thay have all paid their fees to freely practice magic in Athkatla, but perhaps they do have some agreement with the Cowled Wizards. Again, another friend is in need, and we shall help however we can, just so long as it doesn't take us too long. We've made it to Nira's hidden refugee camp for wild mages.
I'm home! Hey, hey, hey! God, that never gets old, does it? Good to see you. And you too, Talana. Sorry it took me so long to get back. Long story short, I gave away my last talisman. Teleporting didn't work, and I had to walk here from the city. This person helped clear a path through the woods. Stop giving them dirty looks, Hayes. You have no reason to be suspicious. They're a good sort.
Perhaps I misjudged you. I'm Hayes.
Pardon, my husband. It is a pleasure to meet you. I am Talana.
A pleasure to meet you as well, Talana. And you, Hayes.
Great! I can really feel the Bonamy. Best get down to business quick, though. As you might have guessed, we need help against the Thayans.
They have an organization that's kidnapping, studying, and doing who knows what else to wild mages. They call it the Order of Eight Staves.
Talana, Hayes, and I created the Hidden Refuge about a month ago.
It's more than a sanctuary, it's our little way of organizing efforts against the Red Wizards. I haven't been back in a while, so Talana probably has some news. Do you have any questions before she tells us what's been happening? How did you three meet?
I'd just come to Athkatla, and I saw these two in the Bridge District. There was something familiar about them.
Wild magic users are pretty fascinating. Turning heads wherever they go, you know. Or maybe the smell of singed hair tipped me off.
Don't be silly, Nira. You weren't nearly close enough to smell us, and I hadn't had a wild surge for days.
Oh, right. Thanks. Warning, Talana is so literal-minded.
If you tell her she needs to catch 40 winks, the next thing you know, she'll be pawing carefully at her eyes. Understood. Now, where were you?
Oh, right. So, Hayes and Talana noticed me following them and thought I was an agent of the Order.
They cornered me, and we all let loose. The only reason we didn't fry each other was because the Cowled Wizards showed up. They gave us their little warning. The three of us started talking, and we realized what we had in common. The rest is history.
Anything else you want to know?
Tell me more about the Order.
Beyond their eagerness to hunt us down like stray kobolds, we don't know much.
Their interest in wild magic certainly does seem extraordinary. I mean, I'm a wild mage, right? But I'm into other things too. Really long walks, carrying lots of gems and crossbow bolts, men with beards, the list goes on. But the Order is obsessed. So it sounds.
The woman you saw, Laneth, seems to be their leader, at least in awe.
It seems like every Thayan I've ever met is another Thayan's puppet. Who knows who's really pulling their strings? I just remember a few people, a man, a woman, and a couple other of their minions. I barely remember their faces. Tell us the latest news, Talana.
Very well. After you left, Nira, I was able to recruit 2 wild mages. With your rescue of Merith...
She got here safe then? Oh, that's great. Merith is the little girl I gave my talisman to in Athkatla.
Oh.
Right. With Merith and the 2 new wild mages, there are now 11 of us.
I tried to recruit one more, an elven mage named Daxus, but he refused.
Really? Did your husband give him a dirty look?
No. He said that he was too famous and too powerful to be kidnapped by red wizards. He doesn't really understand the danger of the Order.
Another problem that's come up, Noctor, that's our magical artificer, Orin, has run out of materials for the talismans of the Hearthfire that teleport us to the camp.
I see. Well, I'm glad you're here. Sounds like we've got lots of work to do.
Feel free to look around the camp and talk to people. If you do want to help out, Noctor would be a good person to start with. Thank you, Nira. I'm glad to help.
We'd be grateful for any help you could give.
Please speak to me before you leave the refuge. I think Daxus could be in grave danger. It'd be wonderful if you can convince him to come here soon. Hayes?
Sorry I was abrupt earlier. Did you need something?
Hello, Hayes. I had some questions for you.
Okay, shoot.
Tell me about yourself. What did you do before all this?
I made money trading in clothes and textiles. Now, as you can see, I stand in the middle of the woods and guard lunatics.
That's quite a change. Can I ask you something else?
Okay, shoot.
Tell me about Talana, your wife.
She's my wife. You've met her. If you want to know more about her, she's standing right over there.
I see. Can I ask you about something else?
Okay, shoot.
You seem unhappy here. Why is that?
I was a merchant. Talana and I had a place in Athkatla and a small country home near Trademeet.
Now I'm poor, hunted, and in no position to be doling out favors. But that's why I'm here, isn't it? For the sake of charity? You don't seem to value your mission very highly.
It's not really my mission, is it? Chance brought me here.
But you're wild mages. If you continue to go about what you're doing, the Order of 8 will take you. 8 staves.
Don't mind Hayes. He plays the role of surly grandpa around here.
Anything else? Or are we done?
Do you have something else to ask?
Okay, shoot.
Can you tell me anything about the other wild mages?
Nothing nice. If you're curious about them, talk to them.
Okay.
Okay, shoot.
Has the Order been much trouble?
That's why we're here, isn't it?
Right, farewell. Yeah, he's not happy about being here.
My honor is my life.
I catch Jantis openly showing his feelings for me. Jantis gives me an encouraging smile before turning his attention back to marching.
Hello again. I hope looking around has convinced you to help.
Well, I have yet to speak to everybody, but especially if you have children here, it's worth trying to protect the camp.
The elven mage I mentioned, Daxus Terralone, is at Delasar's Inn in Athkatla's Bridge district.
I'm not sure how he spends his days, but evenings he can be found in the inn's common room. Please go and convince him to come to us. He's certain to attract the Order's attention soon, if he hasn't already. Consider it done.
Thank you so much. My husband is journeying to Athkatla for supplies.
I'll make sure his visit overlaps with yours. Ideally, you'd use one of Noctor's talismans to send Daxus to us, but if Noctor can't forge one in time, Hayes can escort him here. Hayes will be south of Delasar's if you need him. I need to take care of a few things first, but you can trust me to get this done.
Good, good. Do you have any questions before you get going?
Tell me more about Daxus. How will I recognize him?
An odd character. But look at the company I keep.
He seemed overconfident, like many wild mages I've met. He has an independent streak that's less a streak than an entire canvas. You'll see what I mean when you meet him. Don't worry about being able to recognize him. That won't be a problem.
Any other questions?
I may have come across him already. Tell me more about your husband, Hayes.
Yes, and he's a good man to put up with all this.
I know he'd rather be back in Athkatla or in Trademeet, but our talents as wild mages mean we can't live ordinary lives, not until the Thayan threat in Am is gone, anyway. He may seem gruff, but as his wife, I can tell you that he is tolerant and kind.
Any other questions?
How do you feel about the hidden refuge?
Mira is passionate about it, and her passion is somewhat contagious.
Notice that.
Somewhat contagious? Thanks for the ringing endorsement, Talana.
I just wish it weren't necessary.
Hayes and I are willing to do whatever it takes to keep our magical brothers and sisters safe, but I would rather have a quiet home in the city than hide out here. But the refuge is far better than rotting in some red wizard's laboratory.
Any other questions?
Has Nira been helpful?
Hold it! You never told me you were gonna ask for references.
Oren?
More than helpful.
See?
The hidden refuge simply wouldn't exist if not for her.
It was her idea to set up camp here, to install the magical wards, and to recruit other wild mages to the cause. Yeah, the magical ward part, I can see that Nira being behind that.
Pretty good, huh?
Any other questions?
No, there's much work to be done. Farewell.
Farewell. Tomorrow be with you, and may you find Daxus less stubborn than I did.
Hello.
Who are you? It don't matter. Want some rye? Course you do.
You sell drinks. I'm Oren. Who might you be?
Name's Miranda. Pleased to see your face and make its acquaintance. I'm no good with names. If you can remember mine, you've already beaten me. I forgot yours by the end of the first syllable.
I take it you sell drinks.
Nah, I just try and keep camp spirits up for free. No selling.
There's nothing to do in the woods but drink and do as the beasts do, but there ain't no beasts here, just loons, if you catch me. So it's like my ma used to say, drinks my husband, drinks my lord, and drinks my tryst when I get bored. Okay, I have some questions.
Go ahead and ask.
You're a dwarf and a wild mage? I've never heard of such a thing.
Aye, it's odd enough.
But you've heard of dwarves who like to drink, I'm sure, so at least I'm half right. Aye? I meant no offense.
None taken, none taken. I was just toying with you. Now, as to your question.
Don't know why, but since I was a lass, there was always two things I wanted more than anything else in life. To make my foes go whoosh, and strong, endless drink. I had talent, rare talent, wild talent. Lost my clan because of it, but there's some trades worth making.
Was that all, or do you have something else that needs asking?
I have another
Go
question.
ahead and ask.
How did you come to be here?
That's quite the tale. I'll just give you the short version.
I was one of the very first Talana and Nira rescued. I was already in the Order's clutches when those two flanked my escorts and let loose with some of the wildest, heaven-heaving stuff I'd ever seen.
Nahal's reckless dreamer is some spell, I'll say.
Anyway, I made myself home here quick enough after that.
Was that all, or do you have something else that needs asking?
Another question.
Go ahead and ask.
So you're quite a drinker, eh?
I've had my share.
Ha! I see that look. More than my share, though not more than my fair share. Any share is fair enough to me, be it more than a thimble. So, I'm your average dwarf, except for one thing, maybe.
Maybe it's the wild mage in me coming out. I can't stand not tasting something new once in a while.
Most dwarves will drink the same mountain swill from crib to dust crib, but I'm always hankering for the latest brew. Old Viatri in Trademeet was just getting a shipment from Luren I'd dearly love to sample. If you happen to run by his place in your travels, get a cask of it for me and I'll pay you well.
Was that all, or do you have something else that needs asking?
No, that's all. Farewell.
It will be done.
Well, I suppose here we should be able to use our magic again,
This is a lot.
without fear of it. No. Okay.
Being in the woods always reminds me of the high forest. Certainly like it.
No. Hello.
Welcome, welcome. Nira brought you, so I trust you're a good sort. She has done so much for me, for Talana, for everyone. I am Noctor, also known as Noctor the Fizzle.
Not the most complimentary sobriquet, but apt. What can I do for you? Greetings, Noctua. Why don't you tell me a bit about yourself?
Me? Well, I was among the first to see the wisdom in setting up camp here.
I think I speak for us all when I say I hope it's a temporary measure, that the threat from Thay will pass, or at least diminish. But while it is strong, I feel we have no choice but to band together and do what we can to protect our own.
As for me, what can I say? I'm from Perskal, a trade city here in Amn.
I have a fair hand with metal and wood. Some have called me a craftsman. I call myself a tinker. It's a bit less pretentious. I do have a knack with certain magic items.
Is there anything else you wanted to discuss?
Why do they call you the Fizzled?
Have you ever seen wild magic at work? If you have, consider yourself lucky.
It rarely works at all. I'm particularly prone to having spells fizzle.
I have a theory that the magical energy that seems to fizzle is really just stored up inside me.
It helps me do what I do best, craft magical trinkets, but it's just a theory, and it's possible I developed it to make myself feel better.
Is there anything else you wanted to discuss?
Tell me about the talismans of the Hearthfire.
They can only be used once, and the components to create them are quite costly. But in these dangerous times, they are necessary.
I don't suppose you'd be willing to search for and donate some of the things I need? Tell me what they are.
One talisman of the Hearthfire requires a silver necklace, 2 diamonds, and 3,000 gold pieces.
I don't spend the gold. I melt it down and must have a large supply so I get things just right. With all that, you can make jewelry fit for a duchess. I suppose I will try to help.
You're right. But we are far from dukes and duchesses, aren't we?
If you do get me the items, I can make a talisman in short order.
Is there anything else you wanted to discuss?
Do you sell any of your magical crafts?
Alas, no. Most of the items I make these days would not be of much use to adventurers.
Crafting such things is within my power, but I have my work cut out for me, mending and making things for the camp.
Is there anything else you wanted to discuss?
No, that's all for now. Farewell. But we might have a couple diamonds.
Just the person I was hoping to see. Are you ready for me to make a
I
talisman?
think
of
I
the
have
Hearthfire?
everything you need for at least one.
Splendid. Everything is in order. All I have to do is...
I'm surprised this
Oh, there
magic
you
works.
are. One talisman of the Hearthfire. Use it wisely, as you will only be able to use it once.
Okay. Gripping this talisman tightly, the user is immediately whisked away via magical means to a predefined location. This particular talisman of the Hearthfire has been constructed to bring the user to a hidden forest refuge within Amn. Yes, I think we know exactly where that is. And we're going to have to get Jaheira outfitted properly now.
Speak.
Some more
I
people over
listen.
here. Hello.
I didn't do anything.
Hi. Well, hello there. Hi. What's your name, boy? Kirk. Kirkic? Kirk. Eh? That's quite a long name you have there. Not Kirk. Well, my name is Oren. What do you think of that? Oren, that's a silly name. Silly, why is it silly? Sounds like a baby name. Well, I think Kirk is a baby name. No way, I'm Kirk. I can beat up a lot, even pirates. I have a chest full of coins. Huh. Well, I can beat up dragons, and I have a chest full of dragon gold. Really? Oh, wow. I'm going to beat a dragon now, too? Okay, Kirk, but be careful. Dragons are hard.
It will be done.
Hello, little
Hi
girl.
there.
Oh, you're Marith.
You're friends with Talana, right? I'm Nerith.
I know her, yes.
You, don't know her that good yet? I like her. Definitely more than Hayes. Anyway, Talana, she's been real good to me since I came here.
I'm sure she has. She seems like a pleasant sort.
Yes. I like Miranda, too. She's funny.
There aren't many other girls in the camp, except for Kirk's mom, and she always seems sad. Kirk is a boy, but he's fun anyway. I'm glad he's here.
Hey, I'm here too. Or at least I'm here right now. Do you remember me saving you from that witch?
Oh, yeah! You're the one with pink hair. Thank you. I really miss my mom, though.
I understand. I never knew my mother, and I lost my father, the one who raised me anyway. My other father is gone too, I suppose.
Hey, I didn't know my dad, and you didn't know your mom. So we're kind of the same, you and me.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? My mom gave me a hairband that was hers.
Her hair was so pretty and long, much longer than mine. I lost it right before I came here. I wish I could have it back. A hairband from your mother. Well, I will look for it, Meredith. If I find it, I'll bring it back to you.
Really? That would be great. Before I disappeared, I was where the big bridge is in the city.
I think I lost it near some boxes close to where that witch chased me. I think I know the area. I'll check it for you. There were many crates in that part of the bridge district. I'll look for it there.
I hope you find it and bring it back. I think you will. Bye!
I know we've got other things to deal with, but I feel responsible for her in a weird way.
I'd really like to help her out.
Yes, certainly.
Greetings. I am Amanis Kal, lately of Kalimshan. This is my son, Kirik. Welcome to the hidden refuge. I overheard Helena speaking to you. I hope that you can help us. You must have many questions. If you have any for me, I'd be pleased to answer them.
You're from Kalimshan?
Yes, I am a Kalashite, originally from the great city of Kalimport.
As a traveling performer, however, I have not stayed in any one place for long since I was a child, though I never left Kalimshan till recently.
That is my tale, or part of it. Would you like to know anything else?
How did you come to be here, Amanis?
Not long ago, I fled to Athkatla with my son.
I took a room that overlooked the water. It was quiet, but I was very afraid the red wizards would find me and Kirik. I was also afraid that I would soon run out of money.
By chance, I overheard another guest at the inn, an elf named Daxus, discussing a wild mage camp.
He was discussing it? Okay. You cannot imagine my astonishment. He was speaking to Talana. I interrupted, explained myself, and implored her to take us here. Kirik had the talent, too. He has the talent, you know, a fact with which I struggle.
That is my tale, or part of it. Would you like to know anything else?
What happened to Kirik's father?
Alas, his death is partly why I am here, so far from the country that I know and love.
He was also a wild mage, and together we used our unique gifts to entertain. I know now how foolish and dangerous this was, but performing gave us places in the world and the chance to raise our son well.
Emissaries of the Order saw one of our performances and killed my husband on the spot.
I was lucky and escaped, fleeing with my Kirik to Am. Forgive me for crying. We have a saying in Kalimshan. The ocean is made of a mother's tears.
That is my tale, or part of it. Would you like to know anything else?
Nothing more for now, thank you, Amanis, and farewell.
What is it? Without doubt.
Of course, they all have sad tales. Are you... This is a half-orc? You're green.
I've heard of you. I'll make this short. I'm Reginald. You're not. Talk's done.
Hello, Reginald. I see you're a half-orc.
So you have eyes. Good. No more talking. Go.
A half-orc wild mage, eh? You must have a fascinating story.
Idle chat makes me angry. Go.
Reginald gets angry very easily. Hayes didn't want him here at all on account of his temper.
I thought changing his name from Rugler to Reginald would help, but, well, you can't take the name... You can take the name out of the half-orc tribesman, but you can't take the half-orc tribesman out of the half-orc tribesman.
Why are you still here? I said go.
Relax, Reginald. Perhaps you're unhappy because you haven't had a good long talk in a while?
That's it. I'll give you one chance to walk away, else I attack.
Very well, I'm walking away.
Quickly and precisely.
don't need to kill the half-orc. Seems quite unnecessary. You're Zaviak?
Whoa, long time no see. Wait, well, I guess you just have one of those faces, man. Who are you? Me? Well, I'm standing here, relaxing in the breeze, you know.
Don't you remember me? I remember you from, was it the Elf Inn or something like that in Baldur's Gate? You gave me the Spectacle of Spectacles. So you remember me? I'm Orin. I'm trying to get to know everyone. You are Zaviak. I remember you.
Zaviak, good to meet you. What was your name again? Well, it doesn't really matter, I guess. You see all these trees around us?
You have the most peculiar accent I've ever heard in my life. Yes, of course, I see the trees.
But do you see them? I could stand here and watch them for hours. This forest is, like, immense.
Yeah, man, I see it. The immensity.
It's everything. It's like the whole universe rolled into a ball of wild green forest life. You know, I really wish Wilson were here. He'd love to see this.
Wilson?
That's right. Best bear in the world. That guy had heart, you know. Anyway, I haven't seen him around for a bit. Tell him I said hey if you see him. I'm gonna get back to doing the brews.
Zaviak's great, but I think he got knocked on the head a few too many times in the Black Pits. He's our resident alchemist. We only use his potions as a last resort. His magic tends to make them go a little funny.
Wilson, a bear.
My thieving skills would be of
Without
little use
hesitation.
here. What wealth does a bear drop in the woods?
Hello.
Ah, the agents of the Society of the Black Mantle. We thought you might come for us. Good thing we have an assortment of items with which to defeat you.
You must have me confused with someone else. My name is Orin.
It is? Well, you're not part of the Society as far as we know, unless you're in disguise like that troublesome genie. We knew it. We saw the twinkle in your eye just now.
Oh, boy.
Go on, go on. We have our mortality and the dismal destiny of our kingdom to contemplate.
Our heir is enslaved by an evil wizard, for all we know, and may at this very moment be cleaning a chicken coop on some forlorn crag. You seem to be in quite the state. Is there anything I can do to help?
Help? No. We've always solved our problems by ourselves, and in the most ludicrous ways imaginable. Off with you!
I take my leave of you with pleasure, your majesty.
Poor King Graham. He's a wild mage, all right, but he needs other kinds of help. Lana and I saved him from a beating by some thugs at the Copper Coronet. That "we" stuff didn't go over well. Neither did the random color sprays.
Now I see what Hayes was talking about.
This will not take long.
The place has its share of lunatics. Oh, who are you? Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.